Hello, everyone. Today I have a call with a gentleman from the UK, and he is creating a platform to sell educational courses for teachers, mostly targeted towards students in the Middle East. Very complicated, but the actual business is a little simple. We talk about EINs, the process of getting the EINs, how they're going to work practically, student visas, and partnerships and things like that. So I think it's a good call, and you should definitely sit and watch through to the end. And when you're done watching and you're satisfied with everything, please give me that thumbs up and that subscribe button so that you can get all the new videos and that you can help me with my algorithms here. Okay, so let's get to the call.
Haven't done my taxes, I'm too turned up. Haven't done my taxes, I'm too turned up.
I'm sorry. Now you can continue with your what you're doing, a little overview.
Yes, we're doing really well. Actually, I'm a teacher at the moment, and I've been teaching for a couple of years, almost a decade. And at the moment, we were thinking of setting up a online tuition center. So
Okay.
actually a global platform where teachers can come and they can actually advertise their courses globally, especially for the SATs. And what we have in the UK, which is called IGCSEs and A levels, and then these courses will be advertised, and we will charge the teacher a certain commission or fee, and they would work with us as on a freelance basis.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea was that we would register actually our company in Wyoming, and that's what we did. We applied for registration. Hopefully we'll get news on this in Wyoming. And even though I'm a Dutch national from the Netherlands,
Okay.
I've worked and lived in the UK and also in the Middle East. And most of my students will actually be from the Middle East, because most of the students will have English as a second language. And we have a program where we prepare these students for college, and we make sure that their level is up to standard with universities abroad. So what we did is we registered the company in Wyoming, of course, to make sure that we don't pay taxes in place that we don't have any businesses running. I mean, I'm from the Netherlands. I don't mind the Netherlands getting my taxes, but I'm not doing any services within the Netherlands. And
Well, where do
it
you
wouldn't
live now?
live in the UK now.
Okay, so I don't know
Birmingham.
if I think most of the European countries are territorial tax system based. So you're going to you just pay taxes where you're living, correct? I'm not an expert at that, but
Yeah, definitely, and I don't mind. But for the company to pay corporate tax in here in the UK or in the Netherlands, I don't think it would be
of
fair.
course not. Well, I mean, what you're doing using the LLC sounds right. I mean, it sounds like a good idea. That's obviously what I'm talking about all day is why using an LLC is a great idea. Another question though. So you're setting up more of a platform than like individual programs. You're more focused on the platform, correct?
Yeah, we help teachers actually with our platform to set up the modules that they want to teach and make it more professional, because you understand that most teachers they're quite good in their field and they're okay with teaching, but not so much with technology. So we prepare them and make them ready and give them the right training where they will be ready. And especially for the market that we're looking at is the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a lot of students. You might have seen a lot of the students in the US there, and they come to universities there, and they're very ill prepared for the courses there. Because I worked there for over 6 years there, and I have some connections. I understand that there's a lot of demand for it. So the idea was to get these courses running and everything ready, and then the teacher obviously will do his part of lesson planning and actually giving the lessons in live sessions on Zoom or other conference calls. And we're working at the moment on making the website and fixing the website.
Okay.
And it's a we have a two-member LLC.
Okay.
And that's how we registered actually a day ago in Wyoming online. And the questions that we had is, what forms do we need to have to file with the IRS? I mean, your tax institution. And if I'm pronouncing some of the
No, it's fine.
term
It's
tier
fine.
is different. The IRS is, of course, as we know them, the taxman here in the UK, and we need to make sure, even though as foreigners, non-US citizens and residents, I understand from the website of this company agency that actually helped us register that we don't have to pay taxes, but obviously you still have to file your tax, even if you are not liable to pay tax, as I understand from the UK. But how is that in the US, and how is this for our company? That's question number one.
Yeah, so if you have a multi-member LLC in the US, you generally would have to file Form 1065, and that would be to report the results from the partnership.
Okay, it's called 1065, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay. And this is you have to do this obviously yearly. And what is the tax year for you guys in the US?
it's January 1st to December 31st, and the report would be due on March 15th of the following year.
On the following year?
Yeah.
Okay. The second question I had was, do we have to pay tax? I mean, because most of our customers are non-US citizens.
If you have
And
no, if you have no, if you don't do business in the United States, you don't have an office or employees or anything, then it's my general take that non-residents wouldn't have to pay tax on this income.
okay. Um, Even if we're, for instance, hiring freelance teachers from the US, because we might have some teachers from the US teaching some of our courses. And these will be teachers that will give them, they'll have to give us an invoice for the service.
Yeah,
Let's say a course is 10 weeks and they will give us an invoice, how much they would want to charge us for this course, and we advertise the course and we pay them accordingly.
it's
So
probably it's probably fine not to do anything, but as your revenues go up, I would recommend having a study done or some kind of written advice showing explaining why these aren't employees or why they're not dependent contractors, why they're independent contractors. So, as your revenue grows and everything, I would recommend that you confirm
it's
everything you're doing.
hmm. Okay, very good. And lastly, last question. No, actually, I've got two more questions. What's the shortest time possible to obtain the EIN? Because this is the number that we need to set up a bank as well,
Yeah, it's a very
a
important
bank
number.
account.
Uh,
How long, what's the shortest possible time that we can get this done?
the shortest time is same day, instant for if you have a U.S. tax ID, and if you don't, which I'm sure you don't, then
No.
you they say 5 to 7 days, but I've seen it's been taking longer to request EIN from paper, and if we have another shutdown, it might stop again because it stopped for a long time. They stopped processing them for a long time during the shutdown for the
Hmm,
COVID thing, and then now that
okay.
it's kind of back, everyone's back working. They
Mhm.
started processing again, but I'm anticipating another shutdown, even though the IRS will probably work from home. I don't know. It's a mess over here.
I understand. But I've read somewhere that it takes sometimes months, I mean, up to 6 months. Can this happen as well, or is this just an exaggeration of the
It
real
can.
times?
It,
I mean,
it's
without the shutdown,
it's supposed
if
to
we
take
exclude.
it's supposed to take 5 to 7 days, and you can call them and see what's going on. And when you call them, um, they tell you, hey, we don't have it. Hey, we have it. I do some on paper for clients sometimes, and sometimes they take a really long time. And the IRS says, oh, we don't have it, or we didn't have it, or we didn't. They just lose it, or they never process it, and you end up submitting it a bunch of times, and you get two EIN numbers. It's a mess.
Hmm. But it's just because of COVID-19. But
No,
before
it was
COVID-19,
it was always pretty messy. The COVID's made it really messy, and they if you do it right and submit it the right way the first time, they should get it
mhm,
to you in 5 to 7 days is what they say, and then you call and you ask them every day until they get it to you.
okay. Because without this number, we can't open a bank account in the US, can we?
No,
No. Okay. Finally, the last question I had is that one of our members, we had two members, my colleague, He's thinking of going to the US to study while obviously running the business
Hmm.
for his graduate education. Is that going to be a problem? I mean, for us as a company or for him, because we are a registered LLC, and the whole reason that we're not paying taxes is because none of us is a U.S. citizen
What
or
visa
green
would he
card
go in
holder.
on? What,
He
well,
would go under a student visa.
yeah, so generally student visas would keep you as a non-resident. You're not supposed to be working while you're in the US, but it's
Mm.
not going to make him like a US resident and make your partnership have to pay taxes, but it does make it more complicated and it could be a little bit, it could expose you to some issues, but generally
Would it,
speaking,
would it, would,
the
yeah. Would it
a student
expose
visa,
him?
huh?
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you, but would it expose him in paying taxes or the whole company?
If the IRS says that you get that he's doing business, I mean, it's really low chance, it's really low odds of it's happening. But if the IRS says that he's doing business in the U.S., then
Hmm.
they would the partnership would be required to withhold taxes for each of your proportional source of percentage of the income.
That's very good. James, I'm done. These are the questions I had,
Okay.
and I'm really happy with the service. It's really
Uh,
straightforward, and yeah,
yeah.
and definitely we might need you, I think, after we settle everything and register
Hope you're happy.
for the services.
I'm glad to help. Yeah. If you are you a client?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. Yeah,
No.
yeah, I'm definitely trying to put out more and more educational materials myself as to how
Mhm.
to do this better. So if you need me, if you want to put me on your platform, I'm happy to put more stuff together. You know, I love being on video. I do these calls all the time, and I'm glad that you found the call useful.
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely, it's very good. I just was worried about because we chose Wyoming because of the situation that in that they allow you to register a company without being a resident or a citizen, and I think this is a great thing.
They
And
all states allow you to do that.
it's not only in Wyoming, yeah.
It's every state.
Okay, so the advertising that we received was actually quite, yeah,
Yeah,
that's what we
last
actually got
last
from.
call, the person I talked to in the last call that I just finished with paid for an ITIN that they didn't need at all just because someone told them it was mandatory. And I guess you guys open it's fine. A Wyoming LLC is good. It's like I use Delaware because of different reasons, but Wyoming is perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, James. It was a pleasure to meet you, and I hope we can work together in the future.
Likewise, just to confirm, I'm going to put this video on the YouTube channel. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Best of luck to you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that call. Another call with another gentleman who has some nuanced questions, and it's crazy how everyone's doing similar businesses, and everything has its own unique twist to it. Every call has their own little unique perspective or twist, and it just makes all these calls interesting, and it makes me happy to keep doing them and to keep helping people. So I hope you liked the call. Please give me that thumbs up if you haven't done it yet. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, if you want to have a call with me, you can schedule it in the description below. It should have all the details to schedule your own call with me if you want a private call or if you want to be featured on my YouTube channel. Okay, so I look forward to talk to you soon, and thanks for watching. Till the next video.